Do you want to know why you have not achieved yet the goals that you've been working on, trying to manifest for so long? Well, the answer is in your resistance. And today we're going to discuss what resistance is, how to stop it, how to make it vanish from your path so that doors can open and things can happen. And those that no longer are needed in your life can fall away so that you can achieve exactly what it is that you want. Hello, I am Jodi, a transformational life coach here to help you create the life of your dreams. So resistance. Resistance is the nastiest thing that we have that keeps us from achieving our goals. And what exactly is resistance? Well, you have your desired reality where you are right now, and you have your end goal, right? You have the place that you want to get. Your desired reality is over here. And what is in the middle? You are in the middle. And also what's in the middle is your past, your history, your everything that's ever happened to you, all of that. And that is what is in the form of your resistance. Everything that's happened to you in your past creates resistance. Everything that's happened in anybody else's past creates resistance. So how do we get from here to here and squash out all of that resistance? Well, first of all, let's discuss exactly why we create the resistance. Okay, so I'm going to use an example of a relationship like I always do. So you're single, or you're not in a great relationship and you really want to be in a great relationship. So single, not in a good relationship, or coupled and in an awesome relationship. And that's where you want to go. Or I'm also going to use money. Okay, so let's say that you are not doing well financially and you're tired of not doing well financially, and that's your current state, and you really want to do well financially. That is your end goal. So you say, I want $1 million. I want to win the lottery. I want to achieve financial success because I want it given to me, whatever. Look at what your true end goal. In this relationship, your true end goal is that you want to be in a high quality relationship that brings you joy, happiness, peace, all of that. It gives you all those good feelings. It doesn't involve a person, hopefully. You've realized that the resistance comes in just making it about a particular person. Or with financial freedom, what is it that you want? You want security. You want to know where your money's coming from normally so that you no longer have to worry about it. You want to be stress-free financially. You want to always have enough, or even a little bit more than enough. You want to be able to help others however you want financially. You don't want to have the burden of worrying about money anymore. You want freedom in your financial future. Those are your goals. Now, a lot of times with my clients, I see this all the time. What happens is that as they're getting closer to their goal, they start saying things like, well, I don't know that I really want this anymore. Like, I don't think that I'm ready. Or I don't know if this is so good for me. Or maybe I don't feel right about how I'm achieving my goal right now. That is when resistance is coming into your life. And that is the sign that you know that you're getting closer and that resistance is building up and pushing you back. So why does resistance do that? Why do we do that to ourselves? Well, you have your ego, and your ego's over here, right here where you are, and it's also your younger self, okay? You're the little one in you. And it's crying, fearfully afraid that if you go here, that you're gonna fail. Freedom of failure is something that we all want to achieve, being free from worrying about failure, okay? Because failure happens all the time, but it is the greatest thing. That I fear failing, that I'm never gonna receive this. I fear failing, never knowing what it's like to be in a really great relationship. I fear failing that I'm gonna have to be alone. I fear failing that I'm gonna have to declare bankruptcy. I fear the fear of being a failure. If you can realize that no matter what, if you fail in a relationship and you have to get divorced, or you have to break up, or you have to break up your family, whatever. If you fail financially and have to declare bankruptcy, You are still who you are, and it doesn't change anything about you. You are still you, and you still have you. And everything that's made you to that point is still there, no matter how much you think it's a failure. Failure, in so many ways, is just a giant lie. It's a giant lie that we are all trying to escape from, and that's where you have to understand what resistance is. Resistance is a giant lie in different levels. When resistance says you're not worthy, when resistance says you need to lose 10 pounds before you can start dating, when resistance says that you aren't ready for a good, loving relationship, when resistance tells you all of these things, it's really a big fat lie to keep you safe. So the closer that you get to achieving what it is that you want, the harder the resistance hits, because it wants to pull you back. And why does it do that? Because everything about yourself does not want your fears to come true. The fears are in your resistance. Like, I fear failure. I fear that someone's going to say I would date you, but I think that you're too overweight for me. I fear that it'll be proven that if someone doesn't like you, that you're not attractive enough. It's like all of these things that you worry the most subconsciously about happening come in the form of your resistance, and you don't want those things to be proven true. So how do we stop resistance? Well, you find your true goal and you keep that in place. The true goal is, I want to be in a coupled relationship. Okay, I want this, I want these feelings in it, I want all of these things, and I don't want to put any resistance on it. Okay, I don't want to put any parameters on it. And resistance comes in the form of parameters too. Like, I will only be in a loving relationship if it's this with this one person, or my spouse, if they would start doing this, then everything would get better, and if they don't, then nothing's going to get better. Okay, those are things that are in your resistance. That's not your true goal. The true goal is to stay laser focused on the thing that you want, the emotions, the feelings, what you want to receive. That's what you want to do. And with money, it is no different. You want to focus all of those feelings on the money being the thing that helps to relieve all of your stress and all of that. So the resistance comes in as you get closer, as we have said. And then so you want to stay laser focused. So how do we get rid of all of this? You simply stay focused on your end goal. Focus here, all of your attention, all the time, and go, okay, I hear all of this going on in my head, but I'm going to focus right here, all of my attention right here. And then every day you write down, you read it, you look at it, and you say, okay, I am worthy of this. So you remind yourself, I am worthy of this. And when all those thoughts come into your head, you say, no, I am actually worthy of this, and it's okay. And you don't put a timeline on it. You don't say, if I'm not a millionaire in a year from now, then I failed. And that's going to be the worst thing that can happen. No, the worst thing that can happen is that you lose focus of your goal and you let resistance get in the way and you start moving into a totally different direction because this didn't happen exactly the way that you wanted to. That is a resistance killer right there. That's how you know that you've met resistance. When the goal that you wanted is no longer interesting. Don't let that happen. Stay laser focused on what it is that you want. And don't let anything build up in between to make all of the crap, the bullshit that we tell ourselves come true. So, as you get closer, the resistance builds up more. Don't lose your focus. Don't allow you to lose focus on that end goal. Maybe the end goal changes slightly, especially if you're talking about in career or advancement or any of that, that can happen because you may start realizing that if I really want this, I should do this on my own. This is what I really want. Maybe it'll grow and get bigger. Don't put a 2 to 3 years. Well, and say that once this lines up and this lines up and this lines up and you have your little categories that are going to get you to your goal, all of these little categories that make this happen are resistance. Just say, I'm open to receiving all that I deserve as I am available to receive it. Keep that in your mind and don't put parameters around your end goal. That is the key to everything. And then the resistance is going to hit you hard. It's going to feel bad. It's very difficult not to fall into it, but you have control of your mind. You have control of your thoughts. You have control of it. And so when you start hearing all of that, hear it, acknowledge it, and just say, no, thank you, and move it out of the way. This is a part of my past. Do not let your past come into your resistance and into your future. This is beyond me. I hear what you're saying, and I'm moving you out. This no longer affects me. If you have someone in your life who's constantly telling you, well, this is going to happen, and that's going to happen, and look at all the things, respect their opinion, and don't let it interfere with who you are. I hear, don't have to say it out loud, but I hear what you're saying, and I'm not going to let that affect me emotionally in any way. Because when you have an emotional response, whenever you have an emotional response, you are drawing energy in. And that doesn't mean you're supposed to walk around without any emotional response. And by the way, when we have negative emotions, the brain releases 5 times more energy than when we have a positive emotion. So when you have a negative sense, you receive 5 times more emotion than you do when you have a happy one. That's why negative emotions become so addictive. That's why we think that we don't want to have negative emotions, yet we kind of draw them in. Like when you break up with someone and you watch these sad movies or the sad songs and all that, it's like we want more and more and more of it to kind of let us understand exactly why we deserve to be where we are. Fight that. All that you can, try and fight that. Fight for what you deserve. Fight for what you're worthy of. Stay focused, laser focused on the end thing. And if you are a client of mine, I can go into your energetic field and remove resistance so that you feel less of it. And that is something I do for my clients. And if you want to be a client of mine, please feel free to contact me. All of my information is below. Thank you guys for being here. I hope that you were able to vanish the resistance and just move forward into the goals that you want, because that would make me so extremely happy. So don't give up. Don't give up. Don't veer off of your goal. Move forward, knowing that this is for you. And really pay attention to when the doors open and when the things that no longer serve you fall away all by themselves. And you don't have to do anything except know that you're worthy and that it's not going to change you and that you're perfect exactly as you are. You're perfect right now. You are already, nothing about you will change when you have this. You are everything that you need to be. I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.